Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we are going to be going over a 2022 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 with the Recon Extreme package. So yes, this has the 35s from the factory. First and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Schmiller, Dodge Ram, Jeep Chrysler, and Sandy, Utah for giving me some time with this Wrangler 392. Check out the inventory in the description down below. Let's hop into the video. Now let's go over this 2022 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 392 with the Recon Extreme package. So first off, under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 6.4 liter Hemi V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs with this engine are 470 horsepower and then 470 pound-feet of torque. And I mentioned this when I did my first review on the Rubicon 392. I think it's just so awesome we can finally get a big V8 in the Wrangler from the factory. It's just such a cool option. And then you guys can see the active scoop, kind of how that all connects to the engine itself. Then I kind of show you guys here at the top. So you can see it comes in through the front and then it's kind of like funneled down into the engine. And I don't know, I think that that's a pretty cool piece of tech if you ask me. But yeah, you can tell also it's just stuffed into there. Now, on the side here, we've got the turn signals and then the LED accent lights as well. It's integrated in the same cluster. And then we have the LED accent lights for the headlights, and then you've got the projector bulbs, Jeep's signature front grille here. Notice there's a camera there in the center, and then you have the golden tow hooks that are part of the Rubicon 392 package. And then notice how we've got the rivets here in the bumper because this does have the steel bumper, and then also we've got the fog lights down below, which are LEDs just like the headlights. And then you can see the shocks there, and then through the bumper as well. Really cool. And then also the suspension, just really cool to see that. And this looks so right with 35s. 33s, they looked good, but 35s is what this vehicle needed. So yes, we got 17-inch wheels, and wrapped around that we have 35s with this Recon Extreme package. And obviously it helps out with giving it a little bit more ground clearance, but it also just gives it a much more aggressive appearance. And like I said, proportion wise, it just really makes sense. And then you guys can see everything here with the solid front axle and with the suspension. And yeah, it just always looks cool. Some people have commented they don't like that part on the fender flare, so I decided to point it out. And then also notice we got the Rubicon logo right here. We've got the 392 badge there on the side. You got to flex on all your neighbors that you got the bad boy V8 version of the Wrangler. And then you have your regular Wrangler logo. And then notice how we have the rock rails here at the bottom. It's added protection when you take it off-road and crawling. And I can imagine this thing would just destroy any trail out there. Also, these wheels are beadlock capable, if you're wondering. And then here's kind of a look at what you can see sort of there in the back end. It's kind of all hidden. And then here's our full side view. And again, you can see, especially with the tires, like it fits. Like the tires don't look too small. Like I said, the 33s just looked a little bit too small. We've got the LED lights here in the back. And then you guys can see we've got the tire on the back, which is also a 35. So the spare tire, yes, is a 35, just like the rest of the setup here. And you do get another beadlock capable wheel there in the back. And you can see from the 3/4 angle, again, looks really good. And this one does have the body painted top, body painted fenders, all that fun stuff. I tried to open it up, and I totally forgot to ask for the key initially. I get it later in the video. You guys will see. I was like, wait a second, something's missing here. And so, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. I left it in because, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny. Notice the recovery hook's also gold, and then you can see the exhaust tip, super aggressive. And then you can also see the Fox shocks there in the back. Again, looks really cool. And then you have the gold on them, which matches everything else. And the exhaust in this sounds amazing. It is an active exhaust. You have a quiet mode and a loud mode, which is pretty cool. Now, have the key in my hand so we can actually somewhat look at the interior. So you guys can see, you're going to notice that the interior is all filled up, which is something that I want to talk about. First off, notice that we've got the little Jeep sticker there. Now, if you're wondering, why is this all filled up? These are actually not aftermarket. They're in a Jeep accessory you can get for the Wrangler, and it's all the doors and everything, like the off-road type doors that leave a lot more stuff exposed, so you can have more of an open air experience. And we've got all the boxes for everything in here, so you can see it kind of fills everything up. But I showed you guys what I could here in the back. But I also think it's cool that that's there, so like you guys can see, well, partly it's wrapped up, right? But you can see an accessory you can get with the Wrangler. So if you want, again, more of an open air experience, you've got those off-road doors. But obviously the front area is free, so we can kind of go over everything here. So notice again, we've got the gold stitching here with the padding where you're going to rest your arm. Then you've got some cargo netting down below. The mirrors do have blind spot monitoring in them, which is a nice bit of safety tech. And then you can see here with these seats, they're the same seats you get with a regular Rubicon, but they have the Rubicon 392 embroidery on it, which makes it look a whole lot nicer. And then notice down below, the seats are still fully manually adjustable. There's no power adjustments that you can get for any Wrangler package. Pedals down below, which pretty normal. And you guys notice a lot of the stuff material-wise isn't necessarily the nicest, but it's very easy to clean and it's very durable, and that's kind of what the Wrangler is all about. And then notice the stitchings on the dash as well, which is another nice touch. And then the steering wheel is really nice, actually. So you guys can see that you've got nice leather here at the top, and then at the bottom is smooth, and then perforated leather on the side where you're actually going to grip it. And then the stitching, again, is that gold stitching that matches all the other accenting here on the vehicle. And then you have all your practical controls for the center stack, cruise control. It does have adaptive cruise control, which is pretty crazy. And then we've got the paddle shifters there on the back. Just like on a Challenger or a Charger, it's just like the top portion that's the paddle shifter. And then you guys can see the center gauge cluster here. I'm just throwing it in accessory mode so you guys can see some of the stuff that pops on. So this accessory mode is basically where the car is on, like the accessories, like the electronics are on, but the actual like engine is not turned on, if that makes sense. And then you guys can see the infotainment system here. And again, notice that the whole infotainment system is sealed. That's kind of a thing with the Wranglers. And then this one has, all the cameras. So you got the backup camera, and you guys can see the resolution on that. It's actually really good. And then you have the forward camera as well, and you can clean it with a little button that'll spray some fluid on it. So if you're going through mud and everything and it gets dirty, boom, just press that spray button and that'll clean off the camera. Down below, you've got a bunch of controls here. So radio controls are down in this area, and then you've got your like climate controls on top of that. You got your heated seat controls, your heated steering wheel, all that fun stuff. Window controls down below, and then a bunch of charging areas. And then this is still a Rubicon, so you've got the auxiliary switches. You still have the front and rear lockers. You still have the sway bar disconnect and the off-road plus setting as well. Now, the big difference with the 392 is it has four-wheel auto, four-wheel high and four-wheel low. It doesn't have two-wheel drive. It's always in four-wheel drive. And then you guys can see the shifter there for the 8-speed automatic. And then the cup holders, again, notice the stitching there even on the brake. And then you guys can see the center console, which is a normal Jeep size. And then going from that, you guys can see here with the grab handle on the glove box, then also you can see the coloration there on the dash. It's like a metallic gray. I think it looks really good. This one does have the insulation here for the top, which is another big plus. I definitely recommend that. Helps out with noise, especially on the highway. And then you've got the universal garage door opener, and then a traditional mirror there at the top. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for the interior. The one last thing I wanted to show you guys, we already saw the lights in the back, but I want to show you guys the key fob. So you can see it's the normal Jeep key fob with the little flip out key, but also the headlights and everything from the front perspective. You can see what those look like while they're on. They look really cool, really distinctive at night. You can see they're super bright as well. And then you've got the turn signals. That's what the turn signal would look like. And then there's an LED accent light above the turn signal itself that would be illuminated. But yeah, that's the 392.